All right, if you haven't already heard, CrossFit might actually be dead. There's been a lot of events that went on over the last 36 hours and over the weekend that might have actually killed off CrossFit. So if you guys have been following this channel, you know me as a hybrid athlete, the 3 training styles I train in is 1, ultramarathon training, 2, I like to do a little bit of bodybuilding, and then 3, the thing I do literally 6 days out of the week is I go to a CrossFit gym and I train CrossFit. And this has shook the CrossFit community to its absolute core. All day yesterday, all these CrossFit athletes, gym owners were coming out and basically saying CrossFit is dead. This morning when I went into my CrossFit box to get my workout in, we had a big long talk before we even got into the workout about what's going on with the future of CrossFit, what does it mean for our actual gym, all of that. So if you don't already know, CrossFit itself is actually a company. A lot of people think it's just the training style, and yes, it is a training style, but first and foremost, it's a company. It was a company created by a man named Greg Glassman. Greg Glassman is the CEO of CrossFit. So how it works is you have all these individual CrossFit gyms all around the country and actually all around the world that to be able to use CrossFit in their name, to be able to use it in their branding, any of that, they have to pay $3,000 to the actual parent company, CrossFit, per year to be affiliated with CrossFit. So there's a lot of gyms around the country that, you know, will quote unquote train CrossFit, but without putting it in their name, without saying we're training CrossFit, they'll call it functional training, something like that. And they don't actually have to pay, you know, the $3,000 per year. But the bulk majority of gyms out there that do train CrossFit want to go ahead and be affiliated with CrossFit for the branding and, you know, helping people get in the door, all of that. The series of events that went on over the last 36 hours might have actually killed CrossFit, the company, to where gyms now are left not knowing what they're going to do. Athletes that, you know, train year round for the CrossFit Games don't really know what they're going to do. This really is putting CrossFit, the company, at risk. So if you don't already know what happened, there's essentially a series of events that Greg Glassman, the CEO, did that is essentially killing off CrossFit, or at least people are, you know, begging that Greg Glassman step down, take more action, all of that. So it all started with Rocket CrossFit. That's an actual CrossFit gym that's affiliated with the parent company. It's a CrossFit gym. Came out and they sent an email up to Greg Glassman saying essentially that they were disappointed in how they were reacting to the whole situation going on right now. And so Greg Glassman responded to this saying, "Alyssa, I sincerely believe the quarantine has adversely impacted your mental health. I won't speak for Jeff Kane, but I can tell you that you are delusional in thinking that anyone, even for a second, thought that you were the conscience of CrossFit. The very notion is cringeworthy. You think you're more virtuous than we are. It's disgusting. Your self-professed brand wizardry has been tolerated, but never seen as actually thoughtful or effective, but certainly manipulative. You're doing your best to brand us as racist, and you know it's bullshit. That makes you a really shitty person. Do you understand that? You've let your politics warp you into something that strikes me as wrong to the point of being evil. I'm ashamed of you, Greg." Keep in mind, this is the CEO responding back to an email of a CrossFit gym owner just saying that they were disappointed with the whole situation going on. And this is actually a gym owner that's been paying in, I believe it was like 10 years. So paying around $30,000 to Greg, putting the money in his pocket, paying him, and this is how he responds as CEO. So this is, you know, already kind of, you know, coming along a lot of events that people have been kind of questioning Greg Glassman for a little while now, but this is coming after all of that. And this is spread like wildfire through the CrossFit community. This got posted to, I believe, this gym's Facebook page, and then it spread from there. But this just shows you already kind of, you know, the true colors coming out. So the big thing that sparked this even more, and this is what really caused, you know, a ton of the drama to really come out, is the Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation said on Twitter, racism is a public health issue. And that's when Greg Glassman tweeted back, "It's Floyd-19." So already you can see how insensitive this is. And this is, you know, the voice of CrossFit. He's the CEO of CrossFit. On Twitter, his Twitter handle is CrossFit CEO. So, you know, everybody, one, in the CrossFit community, but especially outside of the CrossFit community that doesn't really understand, you know, how CrossFit is run as a company, you know, they see him as the voice of CrossFit. So what's happening now is you have all these CrossFit gyms around the entire country that, even though they don't necessarily agree with Greg Glassman, they don't agree with, you know, his politics and any of this and what he's saying, they're now, because they have CrossFit in their name, they're now, you know, quote unquote supporting this. So this is where over the last 24 hours, I believe it's been now over 100 gyms, CrossFit gyms have de-affiliated, said they're no longer going to run with the CrossFit name. They're no longer going to send in any money in to CrossFit to have CrossFit in their name. There's been ones that have already removed it from their signs. You've had athletes, you've got big names like Tia Claire Toomey, fittest woman on earth. Rich Froning, he's come out, basically he's de-affiliating. You've got all these big name athletes, big name gyms that have been affiliated with CrossFit for over a decade, and just like that, they're pulling back. This really is putting CrossFit, the company, at risk. Now people are calling for other companies, big companies. Reebok has basically said that after this year, they're no longer going to sponsor the CrossFit Games. Rogue is basically saying that their ties with CrossFit is at jeopardy now. They're waiting to kind of see what the next moves are. So this is really, really, really big, and it could potentially kill off CrossFit as a company. Right now, there's a lot of people calling for Greg Glassman to step down, saying that's the only way that CrossFit, the company, is going to essentially survive. But if he doesn't, that this really could go ahead and completely just shut down CrossFit. People won't be supporting CrossFit anymore. But Greg came out really, really recently, and he had an apology come out on Twitter, and it said, "I, CrossFit HQ, and the CrossFit community will not stand for racism. I made a mistake by the words I chose yesterday. My heart is deeply saddened by the point it has caused. It was a mistake, not racist, but a mistake. Floyd is a hero in the black community and not just a victim. I should have been sensitive to that and I wasn't. I apologize for that. I was trying to stick to the Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation for their invalidated models, resulting in the needless economy-wrecking, life-wrecking lockdown, and when I saw that they were announcing modeling a situation for racial crisis, I was incredulous, angry, and overly emotional. Involving George Floyd's name in that effort was wrong." A lot of people think him just coming on Twitter, giving that apology, not showing his face, nothing like that, was incredibly weak, and it does not make up for essentially what he said. Now you got to keep in mind too that this is after already a series of events that have gone on, so this is showing where his true colors are. So I want to know, what do you think? Do you think that CrossFit, the company, is now actually over? Do you think that a company like Rogue, where they already have the Rogue Invitational, do you think they could pick up the ball and make the quote-unquote CrossFit Games now the Rogue Games, or something even better? Obviously CrossFit, the training style, is not going away. The training style was around before even CrossFit, the company. That training style is not going away, but what do you think is going to actually happen with the company itself? Drop a comment down below letting me know exactly what you guys think. Me personally, I am very saddened and frustrated about how all of this went down, but I do think out of this situation, I think another company can come out and do things a little bit better. I think the organization of CrossFit has been mismanaged for a little bit now, and I think this is a way to essentially maybe clean the slate and make it even a better event, better company, all of that. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. I'll keep you guys posted as this kind of evolves, what's gonna happen with all of that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please go ahead and smash that like button, hit subscribe if you aren't already, leave any comments or questions down below. Be happy, be positive, be powerful, and have a great rest of your day.